Right, you lot, and this title race is absolutely unbelievable. It's been a long time since we've had three genuine candidates going for the Premier League. In recent years, it's just been either Man City winning it or someone running Man City close, but they still end up winning it, apart from, of course, the one season where Liverpool capitalised on the off-season that Man City had. But apart from that, it's been pretty boring, pretty stale. But this year, 4 points between first, second and third going into April is unbelievable. We've not seen something like that since when Tottenham bottled a 2-horse race somehow when Leicester City won the Premier League. That's still weird to say even now. Leicester City won the Premier League, bloody hell. But yesterday's fixture was absolutely massive. 2-week international break building up to that. It just wasn't very good, was it? Like, I get it. Both teams were too scared to lose, so they didn't push hard enough. But sometimes you're watching 0-0 and it actually be kind of exciting. There will actually be something. But it's like, how did neither team score? But there you're just like, well, that's 90 minutes of never getting back. It's like going to go see, like... It's like going to go see the new Kung Fu Panda in cinemas. It's like, well, that was air. Sorry, Kung Fu Panda fans. Do we really need a fourth one? But we just didn't, did we? But that fixture absolutely was a big letdown. But then the first Man City Arsenal fixture was a big letdown. On a refereeing standard, because bloody hell, I still don't know how Kovacic played 90 minutes in that game. And just in the fact that the only goal was a deflection in the 87th minute, with Arsenal celebrating like they'd already done it. So far between the top three, Arsenal had the best record. They beat Liverpool, and they beat Man City, and they got a draw the other two times. They've avoided defeat from that, apart from when Liverpool destroyed them in the FA Cup, but does that really count? But somehow Arsenal will still find a way to finish third in this race, because this is very intense. And of course Liverpool could have had an opportunity there to drop points, and that was a very dodgy game. Brighton have been quite the bogey team for Liverpool for many seasons. Last season they almost did the double over them, with Trossard scoring a hat-trick in one of them. And in the season before they drew 2-2 with them, and Liverpool were 2-0 up at half-time. It was a very frustrating and difficult watch as a Liverpool fan, the last 20 minutes especially, but Alexis McAllister really proved to be the difference yesterday, and that was such an important win because it put the pressure on the other two. And now it is in Liverpool's hands. It's simple. If Liverpool win the 9 games they've got left, then they will win the Premier League. If they don't, then Arsenal or Man City will do it. And now they've all played each other, so there's no more you could steal points from each other. It's just based off what Tottenham can do, because Tottenham have to play all 3 of them somehow. And I mean, watching Tottenham the other day when they got trashed by Fulham, I don't see them, but they are a bit of a bogey team for Man City, so I'm hoping that they can do something there. Now, a lot of people are going to question what was going wrong for Man City, because Man City are still the juggernaut they always are, but this season they have not been the same team as previous years, and especially when the teams they're up against aren't exactly at their strongest. You know, Arsenal's injuries this season have definitely gone under the radar. They've had a fair few injuries. Of course, all 3 of the teams really have had bad injury crisis. I mean, look at Liverpool having to play kids in the cup final, but I think what really went wrong for Man City was that summer business that they did. The likes of Kovacic, Guardiola, and even Doku have not exactly been the signings that everyone hoped they'd be, and Matheus Nunes, the less said the better. Losing key players like Gundogan, like Riyad Mahrez. Yes, look, they were aging, but the replacements aren't there yet. I see potential in someone like a Doku or Matheus Nunes to be great eventually, but right now it's not working. Of course, the De Bruyne injury was massively bad, and Haaland, he's not been, especially in recent months, as clinical and as great as he was when he first hit into the scene. He's still got 30-something goals though, and that's just testament to how good he is. when it comes to Arsenal, a lot of people had them out, dead and buried. They got embarrassed back-to-back by West Ham and Fulham right after Christmas, and people thought it was over for them, but they've clawed their way back into it, and I think it's massive testament to what Mikel Arteta has been able to do with this team. I think he's got an atmosphere there. He's got a togetherness. I think that squad, there's a, unity there. I think that there's a lot of them are very young, and maybe not all maybe they don't have the depth that Man City or Liverpool actually do have. But what they lack in the depth is they got that kind of ability to chop and change. And I think last season Arteta did stick to the same 11 too much, overplayed people like Saka and Saliba. But I think this season he's had a bit more opportunity to rotate in places, and I think that's really helped. They're also scoring goals for fun. Well, not yesterday, but that run of goals that they've gone on to have that advantage for goal difference is absolutely massive. I think they've got like a +5 on Liverpool at the minute, which Liverpool do play Sheffield United midweek, which, look, I don't want to disrespect Sheffield United, but you'd expect a few goals in there, but you never know. No one else would probably draw it. And then as for Liverpool, I think it is testament to Jurgen Klopp that he's been able to take a team that really last season were not at the races, were lucky to even get fifth, really. They didn't deserve the Europa League based on their performance. And he's playing with a brand new midfield. Players who maybe might not have hit the ground running, but McAllister's been one of the signings of the season. Szoboszlai's been gone under the radar. A lot of people have been critical of him recently, but he absolutely ran the show yesterday. And he's such an important player in build-up play and just the way he kind of transitions the game. And Endo has been one of the steals of the season. People laughed at Liverpool in the summer. People didn't really know what was going to happen with, the losing out of Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, which that was a bullet dodged in retrospect now. But the way Klopp's been able to drag them up to the top, and it kind of feels almost written in the stars that, his final season, there's a lot of eyes on him. But it's far from over. It may only be 9 games, but the 9 games, if you look at them, many people would say that Liverpool have the easier fixtures, but even then there's a lot of potential banana skins in there. Fulham away, for example, is a fixture that you probably put Liverpool's favourites to win, but that Muniz for Fulham is absolutely pulling up so many flowers at the minute, and you never know, you know what I mean? Anyone can beat anyone in this league, as we've seen this season. Liverpool have to go to both Goodison Park and Old Trafford still this season, and those are two teams that really will not want to see Liverpool lift the Premier League title and will give 110% into those fixtures. Top Villa away, of course, their form, especially early on in the season, was fantastic, and at that point in the season they're still going to be probably competing for a European spot, so that's not going to be easy. Same with Tottenham. Now all 3 teams do have to play Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Liverpool, of course, had them at home, where I believe... Liverpool and Arsenal had them at home, whereas Man City have to go away to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a stadium they failed to score a goal in so far. Not in the Premier League, at least. And look, Tottenham always do something with Man City. They're a bit of a bogey team for them, so that is a game that you could really see something happening, or a very tight kind of fixture. Then Arsenal versus Tottenham, it's a derby, you never know what's going to happen. And Liverpool versus Tottenham, there's a lot of storyline going on in there as well, because, we all saw what happened early on in the season with the famous Luis Diaz ruled out goal, and so there's a lot of Liverpool going to be up for that one, basically. So at the minute, you'd still always put the Man City as favourites, but I'd personally say it's Man City, Liverpool, then Arsenal for me. My only worry with Arsenal is that I look at some of their fixtures, especially their period later on in April, and I just see collapse. I don't know if the experience is there. I don't know. We saw them collapse last year, and you can never count on it. And they don't really have the goal scorers that Liverpool and Man City do have. Like a lot of their goals, they've been scoring loads, but a lot of them have come from set pieces and corners and. Declan Rice's great deliveries, but how long can that go on for? Whereas Liverpool have someone in Mo Salah who is going to score most games, and same with Man City with Erling Haaland. So I think that could be the difference. But then injuries is also going to be a big thing. Liverpool, of course, are going to be having Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson Becker and Diego Jota coming back, but then you never know who will go out the other way, because it's not as easy as saying, oh, when they get these players back, they'll have everyone, because other people are going to go out. Of course, Man City have just got back Jack Grealish, which is a massive gain, but they have lost John Stones and Kyle Walker, but they don't seem like super long injuries, hopefully. And same with Ederson as well. And then Arsenal, are we ever going to see Jurrien Timber? Nope. Okay, so that is my take on the current state of the Arsenal race, of the title race, and it's wide open. As for top four, I think Aston Villa are going to do it. I do. I think Tottenham, because they have to play the big three, whereas I think Villa only have to play Liverpool, I believe. I think so. I think they might have to play Man City as well, but I think Tottenham have the harder fixtures than Villa, and Tottenham have shown to throw games. United, I just don't see them having the consistency. On their day, they can definitely beat anybody, really, and can show up, but that Brentford performance was just so abysmal, and I don't know how they got away with a point in that fixture, because it was truly embarrassing for them. And then relegation, everyone wants to say that Luton are going to do it, but they're not going to do it. Forest are going to find a way out. It's going to be 3 up, 3 down. And Championship, I think Ipswich and Leeds and Leicester will be the 3. But I think Leeds will win the Championship and Ipswich will be second. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Champions League, should I predict it? I think Arsenal are going to do the Bayern Munich. But I think Madrid will do Arsenal. I think Madrid will do an English double and knock out Man City and Arsenal. I think PSG will also get to the final, and I think it will be the Real Madrid PSG final, with Real Madrid winning and Mbappe joining and revealing a Madrid shirt at the end. That's my prediction.